Hi friends, today I want to talk about two properties that are important in mathematics, but for you they're most important because they will make your life easier, and that's one of my goals in these videos, is to help make your life easier. Now, the title does not sound like it's going to make your life easier. Commutative and associative properties. Could not sound more boring. Let me tell you why it matters. Commutative property, we'll go ahead and rewrite it. Commutative property. What it tells us is that order of multiplication doesn't matter. And order of addition does not matter. And instinctively we know this. We know that 2 plus 3 is 5 the same way that 3 plus 2 is 5. We know that we can reverse the order of addition and get the same thing, right? We know that when it's numbers. This is our commutative property of addition. Now, a place where you might see it is when it's 2x plus 3y. We don't instinctively know that this is the same as 3y plus 2x, but it is. Commutative property of addition holds whether we're dealing with numbers or variables. All right, so we can reverse the order of our addition and everything stays the same. Now let me throw a curveball at you here. Let's say I have 2x minus 3y. Well, is it the same as 3y minus 2x? It's not the same. But let me show you what is the same. Negative 3y plus 2x. Notice that this 2x has a sneaky plus on the front. And so we can switch those as long as they have their signs in the same position. So if you see 2x minus 3y, we can rewrite it as minus 3y plus 2x. One place you might see this is with factoring. So you might have negative x plus 4 and want to rewrite this as 4 minus x. And the commutative property of addition says that's cool, you can do that. All right? So that's commutative property of addition. Commutative property of multiplication is really similar. It says that the order doesn't matter when we multiply. So for example, if I have 2 times 3, that's equal to 6. The same way, 3 times 2 is also equal to 6. We can switch the order of our multiplication and it doesn't change anything. How you might see this? Well, one is when you're simplifying. Sometimes you can make your life a little bit easier by switching the order of the multiplication. Another way is when you're checking an answer. So if you are factoring and you have x minus 5 times x minus 3 as your answer, what if the back of the book has x minus 3 times x minus 5? Are they the same? Commutative property of multiplication says yes, they are the same. We can switch the order of multiplication and we have the same answer. All right. Now associative, let's talk about associative property. I'm just going to write this one out and we'll unpack it. So associative property says that a plus b in parentheses plus c is the same thing as a plus parentheses b plus c. It means I can choose which addition I do first as long as all of my operations are addition. All right? For multiplication, this would be a times b times c is the same as a times b times c. This is a property that may make your life a little bit easier sometimes. So with the addition, if I had 12 plus 5 plus 8, guess what? I could rewrite this and group them in a way that made my life easier. I'm going to change the order of my addition, 12 plus 8 plus 5, because I would like to group 12 and 8 together because they make a lovely round number of 20. And it's easier for me to add 20 and 5 and get 25 than for me to add 12 and 5 and get 17, and then 17 plus 8 is 25. All right, so just when you're doing mental math, this can make your life easier. With the multiplication part, this is especially helpful when you have fractions. So let's say I had 1/2 times 3 times 10. Do I want to multiply 1/2 and 3? That's going to give me another fraction. But what we can do, let's use commutative property to change that order. And then associative to say I'm going to group the 1/2 and the 10 together first. 1/2 times 10 gives me 5. That one's not too hard. And then 5 times 3 is pretty straightforward. That'll give me 15. All right. So associative property says that I can group addition or multiplication in any order. Commutative property says that I can switch the order of my addition or my multiplication, and I haven't changed the problem at all.